Chosen ones, your presence in this moment is not a mistake. It is not a coincidence wrapped in emotion or circumstance. It is divine intention reaching through the veil to summon your spirit to attention. There has been a shift in the invisible. Something holy has stirred the air around your name. Heaven is leaning in, and God has drawn you here, because what comes next will arrive like thunder after stillness, and it will catch even you unprepared. Listen closely. God is about to embarrass you, but not with shame, with favor so radiant it cannot be concealed. You who have endured the silence, the suspicion, the seasons when your voice was ignored and your prayers felt unanswered, you are the one God has been preparing in secret. The whispers that tried to label your life as finished were not final drafts. Heaven was still writing. And now the author speaks, saying, I will reward you in public. I will lift you in the very place where you were mocked. You will not rise by force or ambition, but by my spirit. Do not rush. Do not strive. Stay surrendered. Stay still. The flood of favor that is coming will not ask your permission. It will pour out beyond what you prayed for, beyond what you planned. It will be so heavy, so visible, you will not be able to contain it. Even those who doubted you will be unable to deny it. Their mouths will speak what your spirit already knew. This is the Lord's doing. The trembling in your soul right now is not fear. It is recognition. The Holy Spirit is confirming what you have suspected all along. You were not forsaken. You were hidden for glory. And now, the revealing begins. Let us go deeper. There is a truth you must carry, though it may sting at first. Some of your most painful moments, the ones that left you breathless with grief or confusion, were not your end. They were divine appointments dressed as disappointments. What looked like collapse was actually construction. What felt like humiliation was heaven's hidden preparation. You were not being punished. You were being positioned. The silence was not absence. It was orchestration. And in the stillness, God was building a foundation no storm could tear apart. Every tear you cried, every time you felt invisible or betrayed, every time you walked away silently from what you thought would be your breakthrough, heaven was taking note. Nothing you suffered was wasted. Nothing you endured will go unredeemed. Romans chapter 8 verse 28 was not just words on a page. It was the architecture of your journey. All things, not some things, not just good things, but every single thing has been working together for your good. Even the nights that broke you, even the seasons you questioned your calling, even the moments you could not lift your head. God gathers what we discard. He redeems what the world deems ruined. And sometimes He allows circumstances to embarrass you so that He can later embarrass those very circumstances with His glory. What once seemed like a burial ground will become the place of resurrection, not by accident, but by design. The same sorrow that almost silenced you will be the melody of your praise, and when people see it, they will know. Only God could have done this. Only His hand could rewrite a story so completely. Look closely at the stories heaven preserved for us. They are not tales of ease or uninterrupted triumph. They are records of divine reversals. Proof that what looks like the end is often the very place where glory begins. Joseph was thrown into a pit by his own blood, sold, imprisoned, forgotten in a place where no one knew his name. But even in the darkness of a dungeon, God was scripting a chapter that no human could erase. In a single conversation with Pharaoh, Joseph rose from chains to command. Genesis chapter 41 verse 41 declares it. See, I have set you over all the land of Egypt. This was not just elevation, it was divine reversal. The same brothers who mocked his dreams would bow before the fulfillment of them. The pain was necessary. The betrayal was allowed, because the weight of the throne required the refining of the pit. Your story may not mirror Joseph's in detail, but the pattern is there. You have tasted rejection. You have sat in seasons where it felt like no one remembered you. But what seemed like delay was development. What seemed like punishment was preparation. The throne God is crafting for your life requires more than applause. It requires endurance, character, and surrender. And you have been shaped in silence for what is about to be shouted through your life. When God brings you out, it will not be subtle. It will not be private. He is not just answering your prayers. He is answering every word that was spoken against you. He is turning the whispers of doubt into declarations of awe. Your testimony will speak in rooms your voice has never entered. And the same people who once dismissed you will be the ones forced to admit the truth. The Lord has done great things for them. You will not need to fight for recognition. Glory has a voice, and it is louder than any rumor. God is about to make your story undeniable. The places where you wept will become the altars of your worship. The very ground that drank your sorrow will soon resound with laughter. This is the nature of divine justice. It does not forget. It does not overlook. God has been watching, not with indifference, but with intention. You have prayed in secret, fasted in silence, and remained faithful when nothing seemed to change. And now heaven has issued a decree. It is time for the unveiling. The reward will not come quietly. It will arrive like a trumpet, echoing through the lives of those who doubted your calling. They will witness the transformation with their own eyes and be left with no words. Psalm 126 verse 2 will become your portion. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. This blessing will not be hidden in shadows. It will be set in the open for all to see. The same hands that once trembled with uncertainty will carry favor that cannot be denied. You will not be able to trace it back to your strength or intellect. It will not be your strategy that explains it. You will only be able to say, this is the Lord's doing. What God is about to release will silence every false conclusion spoken over you. It will replace confusion with clarity. It will turn every accusation into confirmation. This is how God writes His glory into the lives of the faithful. Not in secrecy, but in sight. He rewards those who endured, not only with restoration, but with revelation. The light of what is coming will expose the depth of what was hidden, and when it arrives, you will not be able to contain it. You will carry evidence that God honors those who trust Him in the dark. If the promise has tarried, it is only because the weight of what is coming demands preparation. Ordinary blessings arrive quickly, but what God is shaping for your life is no ordinary thing. There are layers of glory that require capacity. That capacity is not built in celebration. It is built in the quiet, in the waiting, in the moments when you feel forgotten, in the places where your yes echoes with no response. But heaven has never stopped listening. Every moment of surrender has been recorded. Every delayed answer has been storing a weight of favor far heavier than you imagined. You have not been abandoned. You have been refined. Malachi chapter 3 verse 3 paints the picture. He sits as a refiner and purifier of silver. This is not a passive process. It is intentional. God has allowed fire to burn away what could not carry the next season. He has separated what was temporary to make space for what will last. He has removed your dependence on applause and comfort so that your foundation will not crumble when the blessing arrives. What has felt like breaking was actually building. This is why the journey has cost so much. Because what you are about to carry cannot be balanced on shallow roots. You have been made deep. You have been stretched. You have been planted where no one could see. And now the fruit is beginning to press against the surface. Soon it will burst through with undeniable clarity. What God is about to do in your life is not just personal, it is generational, it is prophetic. It will shake environments and shift atmospheres. When it comes, you will understand why the fire had to be so hot. Because the glory about to rest on you could not be held by anything weak or untested. You are now ready. Do not underestimate the God who sees the unseen. In the places where your voice was silenced and your presence ignored, he was still writing. He saw the shame you endured when others mocked what they did not understand. He heard the whispers behind your back and the judgments made without truth. But he also saw your restraint. He saw that you did not retaliate, but returned to the secret place. Like Hannah, you poured out your soul not before men, but before God. And while your enemies clapped at your silence, heaven was preparing your song. The very tears they mocked are now the waters that have nourished your breakthrough. 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 1 becomes a declaration in your spirit. My heart rejoices in the Lord because I rejoice in his salvation. You will not only receive what you asked for, but more. God does not merely restore, he multiplies. What began as a whispered plea will become a public anthem. Your miracle will not stop at sufficiency. It will speak of abundance, and the ones who taunted you will be the first to witness the flood of fulfillment that no hand can deny. Remember Mordecai. The enemy Haman plotted his fall, even building gallows to make his destruction swift and public. But when God reversed the order, it was not just vindication, it was exaltation. The same enemy was made to honor him. Esther Chapter 6 shows us that divine irony is real. What was built for shame became the chariot of honor. This is not just history, this is prophecy. The hands that worked against you will soon be used to elevate you. God is not just delivering justice, he is crafting testimony. A story no one will be able to erase or twist. A testimony that declares God does not forget his own. Mephibosheth was broken in body, forgotten by blood, and hidden in a barren place called Lo-debar. He had no throne, no inheritance, no voice in the room of kings. Yet David sent for him, not because of his strength, but because of covenant. 2 Samuel chapter 9 verse 7 speaks it clearly. You shall eat bread at my table continually. What a moment! From isolation to invitation. From obscurity to a seat beside royalty. The table of restoration does not care about the limp you carry. It welcomes you because of the promise tied to your name. That same favor is about to call your name, not because of your perfection, but because of divine remembrance. God has not forgotten the vows made in the quiet or the tears sown in the dark. He has not overlooked the days when you worshipped while wounded. The invitation is already in motion. What is coming will not just lift you, it will seat you, not temporarily, but continually. This is not a visitation, it is a habitation. Do not expect a small return. You were not refined for scraps. Heaven is preparing more than what you lost. You thought one prayer would be answered, but God is about to respond in waves. Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20 declares it. Now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. This is the dimension you are stepping into. The season where what you dared to imagine will be overshadowed by what God has actually prepared. You asked for a breakthrough. He is building a platform. You hoped for one open door. He is unlocking gates. This next move is not about survival, it is about dominion. You will not have to explain it. You will simply walk in it. Because when God answers like this, the only response is worship, the only explanation is glory, and the only name that will be lifted is his. The oil that is coming cannot rest on what is unstable. God does not anoint what is out of position. This next release will find only those who have remained planted. It will not fall on wandering hearts or distracted spirits. It will locate the faithful, the ones who stayed rooted when the soil felt dry, the ones who kept building when no applause came, the ones who refused to move just because the wait became long. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, whispers a promise. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. It is in the waiting that wings are formed, in the silence that strength is birthed. But even as favor draws near, the heart must be guarded. Elevation does not create character, it reveals it. What you carry on the inside will echo louder when the blessing arrives. That is why God insists on purifying now. Bitterness, offense, envy, and pride cannot survive the weight of what is coming. They will fracture the vessel. Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23 reminds us, "Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of life." The blessing must not find you polluted. It must find you prepared. There is also a shift coming in your circle. Everyone cannot go where you are being called. Some connections will fall away, not in anger, but in purpose. Alignment matters more than attachment. Do not shrink your vision to keep others comfortable. Do not dim your light to make others feel safe. God did not craft you for the background. You were made for visibility. And this visibility is not about ego. It is about assignment. It is about carrying the evidence of a God who still honors obedience and still rewards faith. So remain surrendered, remain steady. Do not lose your place chasing voices that were never sent to confirm your destiny. What is coming will be too heavy for half-hearted pursuit. You must be ready to stand in it, to carry it, to reveal it. And when it arrives, it will be unmistakably divine. A testimony is about to erupt from your life, and it will not whisper, it will thunder, it will not be hidden, it will confront doubt and leave the mouths of skeptics silent. Those who watched you suffer in silence will be unable to deny the divine shift. What God is preparing will not only lift you, it will leave people stunned, searching for words and grasping for understanding. They will ask how the doors opened, how the restoration happened, how the light broke through your darkness, and your only answer will be, "I do not know how, but I know who." You will point directly to Jesus, because what you are about to live will defy explanation. It will bypass logic. It will shake every natural framework. The blessing will not fit into human categories. It will be so mighty, so sudden, so undeniable, the only conclusion will be that heaven intervened. When God moves like this, it is not just for your benefit. It is a trumpet blast of His glory. It is a signature written in your life that says the God of the impossible still reigns. Those who once dismissed your dreams will look again with wide eyes. Those who mocked your process will witness your promotion. But it will not be about revenge. It will be about revelation. They will not just see what you have gained, they will see who gave it. Psalm chapter 23 verse 3 declares, "He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake." God is making a divine announcement, not through thunder or fire, but through the unfolding of your destiny. And when it happens, you will not shrink. You will shine, not for your own name, but for His. You have not been forgotten. You have not been forsaken. You have not been overlooked. You are not just on the list. You are next in line. What is coming will not be ordinary. It will not be small. It will not be quiet. It will be the kind of blessing that speaks for itself, one that cannot be hidden, one that declares the glory of God without you saying a word. When it arrives, it will echo through your life, through your home, through generations. It will shift atmospheres. It will break patterns. It will rewrite the story that others thought was finished. Every closed door, every whispered no, every tear you swallowed alone, it was never wasted. It was being recorded in the unseen places. It was building a testimony that only heaven could craft. The silence was not neglect, it was preparation. The wait was not punishment, it was refinement. You have been stretched so that you can carry what others cannot. You have been pressed so that the oil on your life would be pure, undiluted, and undeniable. And when it comes, you must not shrink back. You must not explain it away. You must not dim the light that God is about to shine through you. This is not the moment to hide. This is the moment to stand. This is the moment to testify. Psalm 118 verse 23 says, "This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes." That verse will become your reality. What you are about to walk into cannot be earned, cannot be manufactured, and cannot be mistaken. It is divine. Chosen ones, this is your confirmation. The blessing is already in motion. The shift has already begun. What God started in secret is about to be seen in public, and when it does, all glory will belong to Him. Stand ready, stand bold. You are not just part of the story, you are the evidence.